This photo came from the phone everyone says has a camera problem. So did this one and this one. I shot an entire day on the Z Fold 8, 2 cameras, side by side with my iPhone, and scored every round. The scoreboard flips twice, and the night round genuinely surprised me. Let's see what £1,699 and 2 cameras actually gets you. The rules, quickly. One day, morning to night, every scene shot on both phones, same moment, same framing, straight off the camera sensor, no editing. I've already done the camera system fixes on the Galaxy Z Fold 8 on my good luck video, so link to that is in the bio if you've missed it. That just means I get to use that 24 megapixel all the time to compare it to the iPhone 17 Pro Max's 24 megapixel mode every time. 5 rounds, point per round, and if you want to pixel peep, full resolution will be on GadgetsBoy.co.uk, link in the bio, so do check it out. Right then, first round, daytime, because when you have good lighting, it hides all the sins, it hides all the imperfections, so this is a good moment to actually look for details and dynamic range. At first glance, this photo looks fantastic. I think they both look very similar in terms of the colors and the reproduction that you get here in terms of dynamic range and some of the details here as well. What you notice as well is you start to notice the difference in colors. For example, on the iPhone, if we go into that bus and compare it to the Z Fold 8, we'll see that the colors are slightly different a little bit. On the Z Fold, it's a bit darker, so contrasty compared to the iPhone. In terms of the detail, if we look at the picture on this pink billboard here, we can start to see the level of detail that you get when you punch in. There's more detail on the iPhone versus what you get on the Z Fold 8 here. And even more so when you look at the building on the right of that billboard, you can see that the details are better, sharper on the iPhone here. So I think maybe the iPhone takes this one home in terms of the detail and also the dynamic range being maintained throughout the range and the focal length. Next up is this busy train station. This is Liverpool Street Station in London, for those who care about that. But here we can see some of the highlights here in action in terms of when we start to punch in to the ceiling. Let me open that back up. On the iPhone, if we just go on both, you can see they're very much neck and neck here. They're very similar. The lighting is not overblown, but again, I think the iPhone retains way more detail here compared to the other one, and the colors remains very good on the iPhone versus this Z Fold 8 here in terms of when you see the blues and stuff on the screen, it's much better on the iPhone here. But in reality though, I think what's happening here is the iPhone is making it look a bit punchier for the color versus what the Samsung is doing in terms of retaining the natural colors that I actually saw with my naked eye. You can see the detail there again. They're very similar, although the iPhone seems to keep retaining a slightly better detail. Well, no one's going to post a photo like that anyway in terms of that level of crop. So you look at the writings on the scoreboard, on the board for the timing. Again, you just see that you get more detail on one versus the other, but the colors are different as well here, which is something I wanted to point out here. You see that the writing on the timings on the board on the iPhone is a bit more orange compared to the yellow on the Samsung. The Samsung reproduces that in the right way in terms of that's what I actually saw on the day. Then we look at the 1x shot on both cameras in terms of that same location again. And what you notice is when we punch in, the writing is much better on the Samsung Z Fold 8, although it's still not visible or you can't make out what's been written on the actual timing. But what you notice is the Samsung produces that much better compared to the iPhone here, which it's a winner for the Samsung there for me straight away. The color reproduction is better on the Samsung as well. It's a lot more natural compared to the orangey color punching on the iPhone here. So the Samsung takes this one home for me. And if we scroll down to see some of the details here as well, you can see that the Samsung still retains plenty of the details and colors just as the way that it's issued. But I think the difference is very minuscule. It's not a lot when you actually put them side by side. But again, check out my website for pixel peeping if you want to do some zooming in yourself to see what they actually look like. And the next is 2x on both, because the Z Fold 8 here actually impresses me because the phone doesn't have a telephoto lens, but the iPhone does. So I was expecting just a bit more from the iPhone here, but actually the Z Fold 8 holds its own very well when it comes to that 2x. So you can see that the details are pretty much retained. Look at the writing as well in terms of the timing, the train timings on the board. The Z Fold 8 just does a really good job at still giving you something that's just a bit legible. If you still want to really look at it, you can still see some of the writing and what it says, like calling at page 1 of 1 there, versus on the iPhone, I can't even tell you what it's trying to say there. Next up, let's take it to the streets and see some landscape photos, so some buildings, architecture, because this is where you start to see texture differences between both cameras. And straight away, when you see the iPhone, the texture just looks so much better when we look at the water. And you can see the qualities. It's kind of sharper on the iPhone, but over sharpened. So it looks natural on the Samsung, but when you go back out instead of the crop, you can see that it just shows you a bit more detail, and the texture looks better on the iPhone there for me. This is ultra wide, by the way, on both, so we can see some of the detail that you get in the building. I think they're both pretty much neck and neck for me. It's very similar in terms of the details, the graininess that you get as soon as you start to punch in to see the detail. I think they're very, very similar in both areas. But if there's anything, it's the over sharpening on the iPhone and the texture that's much different on the iPhone here. I think they're pretty much neck and neck here for me on this one. When shooting 1x in this scenario is when you start to notice a bit more difference in terms of the contrastiness and what looks a bit more natural. The Z Fold A looks a bit more natural here for me in terms of the colors, whereas the iPhone just looks a bit more punchier. But I think, again, they're very, very similar in quality here. And then if we punch in, the details are pretty much retained on both cameras here. So I would say it's a bit of a draw here for me. I think it's neck and neck in terms of the color reproduction and just the way they look. And yeah, I think they both look good. They both look good here. The zoom here, though, same scenario, is where you notice there's a lack of that extra lens on the Z Fold 8. But it's worth mentioning that actually with all the AI refinements that it does to the photo, it still looks okay. It's something that you can still share, but the iPhone definitely takes this one when it comes to that telephoto in this area. With that good lighting, you can see the details, the difference in details there. The Samsung starts to crumble there a little bit, and the iPhone just takes it home there for that 2x photo in this scenario. When it comes to moving shots, I think they're both pretty much the same on that 1x. Same color reproduction, although one's a bit more contrasted than the other. So the Z Fold 8 is a bit more dark. It's a bit contrasty. It's got a bit more darkness around it. And on the iPhone, you get a bit more highlights as well. So when you start to look at the bus window, you can see one of the faces better than you can see on the other one. And the details are better on the iPhone on this one. When you start to punch in, you can see that it retains a lot more detail. Whereas the Z Fold 8 just look a bit grainier in that sense, so it doesn't quite refine it enough to make it sharper. Next, let's look at people shots. So we're talking skin tones, we're talking details, and also when it comes to portrait mode, we want to check the edges on this one. So first thing first, you see that looking at this photo here, it's taken on the main camera, by the way, flipped around, but I'll talk about something to do with that in a bit. But on the iPhone, you can see this is a bit more saturated versus what's a bit more natural on the Z Fold 8 here. So I'll say the Z Fold 8 here for me looks better in terms of skin tone. One of the advantage of having the Z Fold 8 is the fact that you can have it flipped. So that way you can use the main cameras comfortably well to take photos of yourself. And that's what's happened here. You can see that it takes much better photo because I'm able to use that main sensor comfortably by just holding it and seeing what I'm taking at the same time. That's not something you can do on the iPhone without buying some sort of accessories or doing the guesswork of holding it and just hoping that you're in frame or someone else having to take photos for you. So that's one advantage that you get using that Z Fold 8 camera system. Looking at portrait shot though, again, you can see what's happening here, and you can see that the saturation is a lot more on the iPhone versus the Z Fold 8. The Z Fold 8 looks a bit more natural here for me, although they're pretty much neck and neck here. I think they both look good, although you see more details in my eyes on the iPhone in terms of the brightness in the eyes versus the Z Fold 8. So that's probably an advantage there over the iPhone, on the iPhone over the Z Fold 8. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I think they both look good here. What's different for me really is the skin tone in terms of one's a bit more saturated than the other one. So iPhone is more saturated, Z Fold 8 is less saturated. I've already mentioned this already, but in the name of the rounds that I mentioned, this is meant to be round 4, but I jumped into it too early. But basically, we're talking about that flip mode on the Z Fold 8, which that kind of photos that you can take on the Z Fold 8 just using that main camera because you can flip it around. It's a folding system. Is something that only the Z Fold can do in this scenario, which means the Z Fold 8 takes it home for that round, because to do that on the iPhone, you'd have to get an accessory for that, which I think I put on my Instagram before, which allows you to frame yourself and still see what you're doing. Or you have to just do the guesswork, pointing it to yourself and hoping that you're in frame and it's in focus. Last round, let's look at night photography in terms of low light photography. And what you notice is Samsung shouts about nightography, which means it should be better in low light situation. And looking at this photo here, again, they look very good. Both look good. They look great. But what you find is the iPhone tends to brighten the whole scene. So if you look at the bins on the right side, it's still brighter. You can still see some of the writings on the right side. But on the Z Fold 8, it tends to focus on the far end of the photo and trying to balance the whole thing in terms of what you actually saw. So the Z Fold 8 is a reproduction of what I actually saw when I was taking this photo, whereas on the iPhone, it gives you a reproduction. That means everything is nicely lit, so you can use the photo the way you want to use it. But I think they both look good regardless. The highlights are a bit blown on the Samsung. So if you look at the little barber sign there, you can see that it's a bit overblown on the Samsung versus the iPhone. And when I say they both look very similar when it comes to low light scenarios, this is another good example of that. So you can see the way that the colors are produced is slightly different. The Samsung makes it a bit warmer, whereas the iPhone here makes it look a bit natural. So I think sometimes it's case by case basis, but regardless, you see that it retains really good detail on both. The highlights are much better on the iPhone. So you can see the light bulbs here. You can see you get a lot more details in there compared to the Samsung, which means everything's just overblown on those light bulb in the corner there. But if you're not pixel peeping and you just look at it from a broader perspective, I think they both look very good, very similar in terms of the color reproduction as well. And again, it tries to brighten every area on the iPhone versus the Samsung here. So I think it's neck and neck. And that's one of the surprising things here for me. The fact that the Z Fold 8, when everyone's trying to play down the fact that the camera is good, this is the kind of scenario where you see that it's actually good when you compare it to something that's certified a really good camera phone. Okay, one bonus round. This is all about colors, and I wanted to show the color reproduction on both because I think I've mentioned a couple of times where the iPhone looks a bit more oversaturated compared to the Samsung in some areas. And it's quite interesting because when I was taking this photo, the lady that owns this flower stand came over and said, "What phone is that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the new Samsung Z Fold 8. I'm just comparing the cameras." And straight away, she pointed out that actually the iPhone here gives us a better, much better, punchier, saturated color versus Samsung, which gives us a bit more natural colors because we're both there looking at the flowers in person and then looking at what the phone's taken. And I totally agree with her. I was quite shocked that she pointed it out straight away because actually this is so true. The Samsung here just produces the colors in a more natural form, natural way versus what the iPhone is trying to do, trying to make everything look a bit poppy, colors saturated here, which honestly never used to be an iPhone thing. That used to be a Samsung thing, making things a bit oversaturated. But here, I think the Samsung just looks a bit more natural in terms of the colors. But that's not to say they both don't look good. They both look great in my opinion. And regardless of which one you take out of these two, you're gonna get some really good photos from both cameras. So final score, I mean, it's all over the place in terms of which one takes it home, but the scores is not the verdict here. The main sensor is genuinely good on the Z Fold 8. In fact, on both. They're good enough that most people will never feel shortchanged in daylight. The missing telephoto is real, and if you shoot distance regularly, like, you know, gigs, kids, football, wildlife, you're gonna feel it. That's when you're gonna start noticing the differences in terms of the quality that you can get out of this. The Fold itself gives you opportunity to take photos in a way that most slab phones can't take photos, in that it's flip, which means you can use the main sensor to take photos. The spec sheet never really talks about that, but that's something to bear in mind in terms of the advantage here. But if you're looking to use those telephoto moments, then you probably want to walk away. So who's this camera for? Who's this smartphone for? I think the Z Fold 8 is something that's a bit more versatile. You get 3-in-1 devices, so you can have a landscape, you can have a portrait, you can use that cover display, you got a wide display to use for different purposes, versus what you get on any other slab phones like the iPhone that I've got here. So I think who is it for? Someone that's looking for something versatile, something that can do a whole bunch of stuff, because you still get decent cameras as well. Shame you don't have a telephoto, but you still get decent camera enough to still be able to do what you need to do day to day when the light is right, even in low light. Every setting that made the photos better is in my good luck video, so do check that out in terms of tips and tricks of what you can do to the Z Fold 8 to make sure you get in all this full resolution and all these things you can do. And also, if you want to pixel peep, I'm going to load this on GadgetsBoy.co.uk. Link will be in the description, so do check that out in terms of that so you can judge for yourself. And if you're still struggling to decide if the Z Fold 8 is for you, there's a full review available as well on my YouTube channel, so do check that out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, who takes it home for you. And like I said, pixel peeping is available on my website. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.